G'day kids, thanks for tuning in to another Ozzie episode. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that way you won't miss out on any of the new videos we put out, and it would certainly make my day. In the meantime, enjoy this video.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. Now today, we have a very serious book to read on Storytime with Ozzie. Very serious indeed. It's called The Most Serious Fart. That's right, I said fart. If you're not allowed to say fart, maybe fluff, but just for today, because that's what the book's called, let's go with it. It's a lot of fun. It's written by Mike Bender and illustrated by Chuck Dillon. And the best part about this book, there's a little serious fart there. Inside the book, there are over 300 hidden butts, bottoms, rear ends, derrieres. We're going to spot them as we're going through the book. Let's see if we can spot some together. In a not so quiet neighbourhood, deep in the bowels, lived a most serious fart with monogrammed towels. His name was Siegfried. Never a smile on his face. He only listened to Beethoven and always carried a briefcase. There's Siegfried there, there's his briefcase, there's his music, Beethoven, classical music, all very serious for Mr. Siegfried. Most farts lived in clusters, but Siegfried lived alone. He didn't have any friends, nobody to share a scone. Or as we would say in Australia, a scone, which is that little sweet thing you put jam and cream on. Oh, delicious. There he is, enjoying his scone or his scone, all alone. He thought he had no choice but to live his life this way. Other farts were just fools who delighted in disarray. Look, there's all the other farts. Siegfried had held his gripe long enough. It was time to make a stink. Farts should be taken seriously, like a sneeze or a blink. Thanks to his fellow farts, nothing really mattered. Mocked even by babies, their reputation was shattered. The Board of Old Farts held a meeting once a year where farts of all smells wafted in through the rear. It was a chance to be heard, to truly speak their minds, but most came for the after party and to shake their behinds. Oh, this unruly bunch of farts. Where's Siegfried? There he is, with his grumpy face. Very serious. Siegfried had come for a debate. Taking a pad and pointer from his case, he prepared 4 arguments to push the fart to its proper place. First, a fart should no longer depart from the depths of the derriere. That's your bottom. But rather a more elevated spot, like the mouth, eyes, or even nose hair. Siegfried, what is he talking about? Second, the telltale tooting sound was a dreaded cacophony. It needed a more dignified tune, like Beethoven's 5th Symphony. That would be a very funny sounding fart, wouldn't it? Third, the stinky smell of rotten eggs must be rethought and replaced. Siegfried preferred more refreshing scents, lemongrass and minty fresh toothpaste. Wow, Siegfried got a point, but it's a little strange, isn't it? He wants to replace the smell of rotten eggs and onions and fish and socks and skunks with things like toothpaste and soap and lemon and roses. Wow, imagine if our fluffs, our farts, smelt like that. Hey, have you guys been spotting the bums? The butts? Let me point out a couple. so that you know what you're looking for throughout the book. There's a butt. There's a butt. There's a butt. Little butt shape. Lastly, Siegfried asked the board to reconsider a fart's very own name. A 4-letter word, like butt and poop, brought them nothing but shame. So he's got a big list. Fart, butt, poop, bear, rank, dumb, burp, foul, icky, lewd, vile, yuck, sick, and the list goes on. Wow. So he offered a new title that suggested nobility. And dropping a bomb, he presented the Farfluffity. Farfluffity. That's what Siegfried is suggesting. I'm going to rename the fart to a Farfluffity. Okay, interesting. Finishing his long-winded plea, with nothing more left to say, Siegfried was feeling confident he had blown the old farts away. The board quibbled and squabbled, but ended in a stalemate. They decided to let the town's farts decide the fart's fate. What are they going to do? To the mic, each fart floated, blasting ideas Siegfried promoted. I am proud of my tooting vibrations. They've been in my family for generations. I don't care if babies laugh at me. Their little giggles fill me with glee. I don't want to be a farpoofit. Oh, for fart's sake, I can't even say it. There we go. Keep on farting. That's what he says on his hat. This is fun, isn't it? Hooray for the booty! Hooray for the booty! Hooray for the booty! Siegfried turned his back while everyone joined the chant until the oldest fart hit the gavel and ripped into a rousing rant. That's the gavel. That's the judge. It's like, stop this nonsense now. Well, Siegfried, your fellow farts have spoken clearly about these opinions which you've held so dearly. You should be proud of who you are, not who you think you should be. One day we will all run out of gas, so don't take yourself so seriously. As Siegfried considered his fellow farts, he began to rethink his position. Maybe the other farts weren't such fools. Perhaps they cared about tradition. And so Siegfried formally withdrew his debate, a cause for everyone in the room to celebrate. There's Siegfried, they're all putting him up on the top and cheering for him. Siegfried even agreed to attend the Fartstival that night to make sure everyone knew he'd butt out of this fight. Although he didn't throw a jig or join the electric slide, he saw one thing they took seriously: flexing their fun side. There he is. He's almost smiling, Mr. Serious Siegfried. And everyone else, all the other farts, are having a good old time, aren't they? Just embracing who they are. Siegfried still listened to Beethoven and enjoyed tea and scones, but he did so with plenty of friends and with grins instead of groans. There he is, he's smiling. Siegfried's now got lots of friends to enjoy the music and the scones with. Lots of fart friends. The Rear End. What a great book, written by Mike Bender, and how good were those pictures drawn by Chuck Dillon. Very, very talented. Kids, that's a really good book, all about not taking yourself so seriously. And things like farts, they're okay to have a little laugh about. And this book came with a special note. It was sent in to Ozzie from the author himself, and this note was written by Mike Bender, and it says, Dear Ozzie, thank you so much for taking the time to read The Most Serious Fart. Well, you're welcome, Mike. I certainly enjoyed it. I hope your kids did too. And it says, I believe kids deserve lots of silliness in this most serious world. Hope the story brings lots of laughter to your community. With appreciation, Mike Bender. That's you guys. That's our community. That's the Aussie community. Now, I hope it does. I hope it brings lots of smiles to your faces. I hope it brings a little bit of silliness a little bit of lightheartedness, because hey, if you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then what's the point of doing it? So kids, hope you've loved this episode. We'll see you on another brand new one this weekend. Until then, stay keen, stay silly, and stay fluffing or farting. If you haven't already, make sure you get a grown-up to help you hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of the new and exciting videos that we put out. Speaking of new and exciting, if there's a video that you'd love to see Ozzie do, make sure you send us a message on our socials, on Facebook or Instagram at Ozzie for Kids. We'll see you again soon, kids. And until then, stay keen. Oh, and by the way, did you happen to find the hidden Ozzie icon in that video? Yeah, make sure you look closely because they're in every single video. That's right. Stay keen, kids.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.